So exercise, this was a pop quiz related to bonding structure in the moles. The first question is dot and cross diagram to show the electron arrangement and the charges in sodium ion and the oxygen ion in sodium oxide. So first thing, whenever you draw a dot and cross diagram for ionic compounds, better write the configuration for atom. So sodium atomic number is 11, so it will be 281. And for oxygen, it is 8, so it will be 2, 6. So we have to draw the second shell, which is having 8, and the third shell, which is having 1. So second shell, it has 8 electrons, and the third shell, it has 1. Same way, second shell, it will have 8 electrons. The second shell, it will have 8 electrons, and the third shell, it will have 1. For oxygen, it is 2, 6. So first shell, it has 2 electrons, and the second shell, it has 6 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what happens? Metal has a tendency to lose electron. So this sodium will lose both of its valence shell or the last shell electron. So this electron will be lost. This electron also lost. And oxygen will gain those 2 electrons. So each sodium will get a plus 1 plus or plus 1 charge. And each oxygen gain 2 electrons. So it will be 2 minus or minus 2. So this is an ionic structure of sodium oxide. You can draw the last shell empty here. That's fine. Or if you remove this shell, that is also correct. Like if you remove this shell, that's also fine. If you draw the third shell empty, that's also. This is a structure of sodium oxide. So question 2, diamond and graphite are different solid forms of carbon. Carbon atoms in diamond and graphite are arranged in different ways. State the number of the covalent bond each carbon atom has in diamond. So what's the main difference between the number of the bonds in diamond and in graphite? In diamond, each carbon forms 4 covalent bonds, where in graphite, each carbon forms 3 covalent bonds. So they ask how many bonds are there in a diamond? So there will be 4 covalent bonds. State the term used to describe the structure of a diamond. So both diamond and graphite, these structures, we call them as a macromolecular structure, or you can also say giant covalent structure. So the term which we use to describe the structure of both diamond and graphite, even they ask for diamond, but it is called a giant covalent structure. Then name an oxide that has a similar structure similar structure to diamond. So which oxide has a similar structure as diamond? That is silicon 4 oxide. Or silicon oxide, you can also say. Describe the arrangement of atoms in graphite. Like how the atoms are arranged in graphite, you have to check each carbon is forming 3 covalent bonds. And what is the structure is there? The structure, it is a hexagonal structure. So a layer or a hexagonal structure is there in a ring of a carbon. What are the mark distribution? 1 mark is for the layers and 1 mark is for the hexagonal structure. So how the explain the arrangement of atoms in graphite. So how the atoms are arranged? Atoms are arranged in a hexagonal ring. And it has a layer structure. So 6 carbon atoms are there in a ring, and it has layers as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon like this, and 6 carbon atoms. This is a hexagonal. And it has a layer as well, and these layers can slide or slip pass over each other. That's why the graphite is soft and slippery. Explain how graphite conduct electricity. So because why the graphite conduct electricity? Because it has a free electron or it has a delocalized electron that is responsible for conduction of electricity. Because carbon has 4 valence electrons, 4 electrons in the last shell, but only 3 of them are used in the bonding. So remaining is 1, and that 1 electron is responsible for conduction. So the mark here, the mobile electron, the free electron in the structure, or a free electron within the structure, you can also say a complete answer, that is responsible for conduction. Then Buckminster fullerene is a simple molecular form of a carbon. The relative molecular mass of a Buckminster fullerene is 720. Determine the number of the carbon atom in one molecule. Like, it only consists of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms should be there to make 720? So how you can know this? If you can use a ratio, like if you have one carbon atom, what is the mass of one carbon atom? One carbon atom has a mass of 12. So if we need a mass of 720, how many carbon atoms we need? X. So you can simply the total mass divided by mass of one carbon, you get the number of the carbon. So it will be 720 divided by 12. So you get 60 carbon atoms. So I mean, in this fullerene, there are 60 carbon atoms. That's why the total mass will be 720. All forms of a carbon burn to produce carbon dioxide. Name the substance used to test the carbon dioxide. So how we test the carbon dioxide? To test the carbon dioxide, we use a lime water. And what will the result? The lime water will turn milky. That's how we test the carbon dioxide. So this was the pop quiz, which was related to bonding structure. And the moles part, why I mentioned moles, because we use a mass there to work out the number of the atoms.